What is good with y'all, man? All the culture talking to y'all. Man, if you notice this shirt and how my hair looks in the time of day, you know I just dropped it. Either just dropped a video and I'm dropping another, or I chose to wait to drop this one and it's on its way. And by the time you're seeing it, it already dropped, and there's no point in me reiterating all this because y'all watching the video. So it's either two videos today or it's one today and one tomorrow. Either way, I don't know what I'm thinking in my head yet. I'm probably leaning more towards two today, or two before the day ends. But I promised y'all all these videos would drop when I have my power back. I have my power back, and the neighborhood has its power back. And it's time to give y'all what y'all asked for. And what y'all voted on mainly was 10 artists that I never gave up on / switched on. Now, this, for any artist to meet the criteria of this list, or to meet, the criteria, I used that word right, I would have never had to given up on you since I first listened to you all the way up until current day. So, sadly, artists like Tyler, the Creator, don't count. Trippie Redd doesn't count. X doesn't count. Future doesn't count. Lil Uzi Vert doesn't count. Playboi Carti doesn't count. Artists, obviously, that don't count are like Nicki Minaj and Kanye West and Tech Nine and Pusha T. So, oh no, Pusha T. Yeah, Pusha T would count. I've never really had an issue with Pusha T. So Pusha T would count. So you could say he's like the one honorable mention. But I don't have an honorable mentions list, only because that would take forever. So without further ado, let's stop talking about it, man. Let's get into the first person, number 10. First things first, I have not listened to Juice WRLD's new album yet. But I did get a notification today while I was at work that told me that Juice WRLD is the third artist ever to have 5 consecutive songs in the top 10 on the Billboard Hot 100. So congratulations to the camp, the Juice WRLD's party, and Juice WRLD as well for being the talent behind all this. So it sucks that this is most likely the last album we ever get from Juice, which it's just terrible. I absolutely love the talent of this kid. Like I don't understand. I get how some people can say he's trash and stuff like that, but when I listen, it's some artists you listen to and just ask yourself, like, how is it possible that they don't like what they hear from this artist? Juice WRLD could rap. Juice WRLD, he could rap very well, mind you, and he could sing super well. It's just ever since I heard All Girls Are the Same on those music channels, those music channels that use the anime for the music video, those little outlet channels or plug channels, so to say. I found Juice WRLD through there, and ever since, I never turned back. He dropped Lucid Dreams, and he dropped songs like Bandit, and posthumous songs like Righteous, and there's a song that's not necessarily out. It's called Matt Hardy. It's him and Trippie Redd on it, and it's pretty dope. But Death Race for Love, and then Goodbye and Good Riddance, two very good albums. Like, the guy was on a good track. He was, I was honestly waiting for the next track to drop every time. I liked everything I heard from Juice WRLD. He never disappointed me once. So, it sucks that he's gone. And, hopefully we get a guy that emulates his talent. So, it just sucks, man. Now, read the title of the video again. I said artists, not rappers. Even though Kali Uchi has been in a lot of songs with a lot of rappers, she herself cannot be, her talent is just, I cannot ignore even putting her on a list like this, because I mean, come on, of any female artist I want to blow up or become, super famous more than any male in the game is Kali Uchi. Listening to her sound, listen to her voice, I mean, oh my God, I don't know how to say this, man. She has such a melodic voice that can put you to sleep in a good way. Y'all would have to listen for yourselves to understand, but ever since I first heard Kali Uchi on Perfect with Tyler the Creator, I was stuck listening to her music, and then it just went from there. I started to download all her music, and like the second she started to upload music, I would listen to it. It's just, man, her shit's a drug, man. I'm telling you. Listen to Perfect with her and Tyler in it. Then listen to Multi with her and I forget who that is. I think it's Smoke DZA. And then listen to Get Up. And then listen to After the Storm. All amazing tracks. Trust me, she is, if any female artist should be next up, it is definitely her. Earl Sweatshirt to me has always been a guy that's had a unique rap style in the game. He's kind of like a modern day MF Doom. And I only say modern days because MF Doom is really a back then 90s guy, where his style still, he's still rapping today, but there's always got to be someone who kind of carry the torch for you. And that's definitely been Earl Sweatshirt, current day Earl. Odd Future Wolfgang, fuck them all Earl. Or you can just say Wolfgang at this point, but Wolfgang or Odd Future, whatever you want to float with, that Earl Sweatshirt had still a unique style, but he was more aggressive, more at your throat, sort of, kind of. So, I mean, I like both Earls, but I definitely like pre Odd Future, or I'm saying pre Odd Future, like it was an Earl Sweatshirt before Odd Future, but I'm talking about Earl Sweatshirt during Odd Future. That Earl, the Earl that made I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, the Earl that made Grief, the Earl that made Chum, the Earl that made Doris, the Earl that made Earl. Those Earls I like more than, current Earl. But current Earl is cool too, but at the same notion, current Earl is very quiet. So I would say if any artist was on the verge of losing me, it would be Earl Sweatshirt. But I mean, again, that probably couldn't happen. As soon as he drops a track, I would just forget that I would even have that thought to, just forget about Earl. So, I mean, really with Earl, I would suggest you listen to his Odd Future work, Grief, pretty much every song on I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside, and then go listen to some rap songs to kind of compare the two versions of Earl Sweatshirt and see which one you like more. Now, ever since I heard Day and Night by Kid Cudi, I mean, just like all of us, we were kind of wondering what was next from him, and he didn't disappoint. I mean, for sure, Rager Kid Cudi was, it was an adventure, because we got introduced to his, his aesthetic and him. I still don't know how to really pronounce this album name, but Incuded, Incuddied, I guess you could say. I still pronounce it wrong to this day, even when people corrected me and everything, and I'm still saying it wrong, so I'm sorry. Excuse me. But Solo Dolo, Kid Cudi, kind of kept me in and listening to Kid Cudi, like, from there on out. And now we got, current Kid Cudi that just dropped Leader of the Delinquents. Well, that's the last song I heard from him. I haven't heard the Kid Cudi Eminem joint track, so, don't tell me how that sounds yet. But I haven't heard that track yet, but I would assume it's going to be nice. So, Kid Cudi has always just been a great listen for me. The melodic humming, the very unique rapping, the amazing singing, the great morale. The guy's just he hasn't done nothing wrong in the game. He hasn't made any unnecessary beefs. He's just like the perfect artist to follow, because he's not going to get in trouble. Like the worst thing you have to worry about with Kid Cudi is him, God forbid, but dying. So, as long as he's not dead, Kid Cudi is going to entertain us for good. And hopefully he's around longer than me. Because, seriously, this guy, he doesn't need the awards and the achievements. He already has the acclaim of many, 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 many fans. So, oh man. Thank you, Scott. Now, I will say this in risk of sounding like a hypocrite, but JID was on the verge of not, having me as a fan because of how he initially sounded, because of his voice. He was too fast and his voice was too high pitched, and I just wasn't really it just sounded like another Kendrick Lamar. But when I listened to the lyrics, the first song I listened to from JID, first off, was Never, much like probably a lot of us. Never, and then my second song was Ed, Ed, and Eddie. I love the fuck out of both those songs to the point where I would just binge, when I was learning how to drive initially, at night, I was driving and I was just listening to Never, and I was listening to Ed, Ed, and Eddie, and I was just strolling listening to Ed, Ed, and Eddie with the windows down, in Detroit no less. So imagine that stigma, imagine that journey. But ever since Never and, the Never Story, songs like Hood Booger and A701, songs like Everybody Gotta Be Somebody, and then now we have DiCaprio too, and he still hasn't let me down. And honestly, it just sounds like JID is still exploring and finding himself as an artist. So he's going through like a Denzel Curry phase, as to where he's kind of going through an experimental kind of phase where he wants to know what kind of style he wants to rock with. But I'm pretty sure JID pretty much just has his own style of rap. So, thank God that JID is as good as he is, as good as he is, and didn't really try to bite the styles of other artists. Like a certain amount of artists we know in the mainstream who seem to make records just out their ass nowadays. But, JID really does have his own sound and style, and hopefully he keeps it and doesn't try to switch up his own flow, because really I enjoy it. And my switch from annoyed with his voice to I got over it was fairly fast. I just had to listen to Never 3 times, and it was it. So hopefully another JID album comes out soon, because I'm not really impatient when it comes to a lot of artists, but JID, I am very, very hopeful that his next album just is a absolute banger, so people can stop sleeping on him. Now, my origin with Denzel Curry is actually probably relatable. Like any other teenager in high school, I was listening to the memes, and I see one and it goes ding 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 ding, I am no one, yes son, don't need no gun to get respect up on the street. And then I'm just thinking to myself these memes are funny, but who is that nigga rapping? So I look up, I'm asking in the comment section who's the rapper. They said Denzel Curry, Ultimate. So I go to Ultimate. I'm listening to the song and I'm like, this guy actually is fucking spitting, but I wonder if I can just listen to him and not think of the jokes. So I kind of shake the joke aspect from Denzel Curry, and he's just a rapper to me now. He's not a joke rapper, and thankfully he didn't really get famous from being a joke. He got famous from being an actually good rapper. So, I mean, from there on, it was Imperial. It was, fucking Taboo. There we go. Taboo. Albums like, or EPs, I guess you could say, like 13. And then albums like Zoo and now Unlocked that just keep me listening to Denzel, because I'm going to spoil this, but I'm going to eventually make a video called Artists That have improved since becoming on or being more known or their debut. Denzel Curry definitely fits that description, because the guy has not gotten worse. He hasn't regressed as an artist. He can make some skippable songs, but I think we can all collectively sort of kind of agree that Denzel Curry hasn't eased up on becoming more known or being a better artist. And for that, he's always going to have me anticipating his next track. So of all these artists, I would say Denzel Curry is not only probably my newest listen of all these guys, but he's probably going to be my most curious listen. So come on, Denzel. Drop something that isn't with Smoke Perp or fucking Craig Zan or something, please. Excuse me if my voice cracks even once talking about Mac Miller, because I swear to God, man, looking at Mac Miller just always makes me fucking sad. I'm never going to get over when I found out about him dying or his death, man. I'll never get over it. I'm at work, and at this point I'm working at a grocery store. And I'm in the back, and I'm throwing cardboard inside of the baler. And I remember, clear as day, my phone vibrates. I look, I check, and it's a billboard. My cousin also is messaging me like crazy, like he's blowing my phone up. I answer my cousin first, and he says Mac died. Oh my God, I'm killing myself. I can't believe this shit. Because Mac was his favorite artist. Mac was one of his favorites for sure. Like, Mac is he's one of his favorites of all time. Much like he's one of my favorites of all time. And then I read the Billboard post, and it says Mac Miller dead at the age of 27 or 26. Excuse me. And I said, you know what? I'm just done with today. Mac Miller has always been one of my favorite listens. He's never upset me on a track. Once. I'm not saying this as some dick-sucking, dead artist fan. I'm not saying this as some fucking joke so people can feel sympathetic along with me. No, this is 100% Corey. This is me. And for me to even say my name, my real name in this video, shows you how serious I am. I'm sorry if you hear a car in the background. Everyone drives a Mustang in Michigan. I'm sorry. Mac is he is a legend to me, no doubt. So, well, how do I feel about Mac? Man, if you didn't just feel how much emotion I gave you with that 1 minute little explanation, I don't know what more you want from me. Only real niggas are gonna know why I put the question marks. Jermaine Cole. If y'all know where that's from, man, go ahead and post in the comment section, man. I'm already ready for the answers. But man, do I really need to give a reason as to why I've never switched up on J. Cole? I mean, from listen 1 all the way to my last recent listen was today, listening to Neighbors, my favorite J. Cole song. yeah. I'm not going to give an origin story on J. Cole. I'm sure that's going to come. I'll probably give an origin story on J. Cole tomorrow while I'm driving to work and driving back from my break and driving up home. But, pretty much still to this day, J. Cole is an artist that always shocks me to this day with his delivery and his storytelling and his ability to stay positive even when people seem to be closing in on him. He's a guy who kind of deflects negativity, and it's a major stutter, negativity, and kind of tries to make it into some sort of life lesson positive. So, I really admire that out of a rapper. It's just maturity. It's not really has to do anything with, he thinks he's better than everyone, No, it's just being the better man and not stooping down to, certain people's levels. So, take the No Name incident, for instance. No Name responded with a diss when J. Cole was only just trying to, speak his mind or give advice, or however we like to say it, us J. Cole fans. No Name responded with a diss, and J. Cole, as lyrically gifted as he is, could have easily clapped back, but he didn't. He didn't say anything about the issue. Furthermore, that type of maturity I respect from artists. So, with that example, go ahead and just put it in a future pretense, and yeah, that's why. Now, y'all might hear the car on. I'm sorry. It is hotter than a dog's asshole in fucking July. And, yeah, I'm sorry. I can sweat. I can get hot for y'all. I can do all that without bitching. But when I'm starting to sweat down my ass crack, it gets to a point where you gotta say enough's enough. So, yeah, again, I'm going to always announce sounds to y'all that y'all might hear around my recordings. But, again, I'm just trying to get cool. And y'all may notice, Kendrick is number 2. Like, who the hell do I fuck with more than Kendrick Lamar? Now, I'm going to give this a little background story on Kendrick, and then I'm just going to get to the last person. Kendrick Lamar is actually my favorite rapper. But when people ask me who my favorite rapper is right now, I say J. Cole. And because J. Cole makes music right now. He makes music. He's made music recently. Kendrick hasn't made a song in 3, maybe 4 years. I can't say Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar doesn't even make music. You know what I mean? So, who's your favorite artist right now? Kendrick Lamar. Oh, when was the last time he dropped? For Black Panther. Like, you understand the stigma behind that. So when Kendrick Lamar goes back to dropping the song, I will go ahead and say that Kendrick Lamar is my favorite artist again. But J. Cole has been a great substitute, I can say. Just because I say he's a substitute doesn't mean Kendrick Lamar, you know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to be like, oh, how does that work? Like, you switching up on J. Cole. That's not really how it is, bro. It's just, number 1 has always been Kendrick. Number 2 has been J. Cole. But for now, number 1 is J. Cole while Kendrick is away. So, yeah. And with that out the way, you know what it is. Vibe, all right. Background story. Fine. Got it. Okay, so Eminem. I'm from Detroit. Eminem claims Detroit. Eminem has been a huge factor in my life, considering, I've been listening to him since I've been 3. Well, since, I comprehend music videos, which was about 4 or 5. So, yeah, and then he kind of looks like my uncle, too. So, that kind of helps, right? No. Here's the real background story. Eminem, I first listened to him, and he's this vulgar guy. He's this fucking guy cussing all the time, and fuck you, fuck him, and it's just funny to me. And he doesn't really care about making fun of himself. It's like, I'm a kid, and I'm easily impressionable. It's just like, wow, this guy's just one big goofball. I grow up a little more, and he starts to get more personal. He starts to get more in depth with his problems, his demons. I can vibe with that because I had my demons and my fucking skeletons that, you know, I wasn't able to reveal to everybody, but he was doing it on a grand stage. Then now I'm an adult, and he's kind of proving to himself that he can still hang. And he can still hang with the best of them and still fucking sell more than your favorite artist, probably. And that's not me on some Barb shit. That's me on some obvious shit. So that's the Eminem background story. Why haven't I switched up on him even when he's dropped some so-so albums? Because loyalty. Because patience. And when you run out of both of those things, then okay. Maybe I'll switch up on him. Maybe. But the fucker claims Michigan, so I don't think that's happening anytime soon. But of course, you know what it is. Y'all like this video. I liked it too. I'm gonna drop a poll. Y'all vote on it. You already know how it goes. Vibe. Have a good time. And I'll see y'all boys, girls, everything living, man. I hope all y'all have a nice day. Have a nice night. Seriously, man. Count y'all blessings. Love all of y'all, man. Peace.